No clearing the throat. I clear my throat.
I'm not. Don't worry.
Twice.
I'm not going to play music. I'll just go straight in. Okay, right. We're back now. Let's have a look. We'll let a couple of people get on board. Let's see where we are. Where are we? Where are we? Share the link. Share the link. Share the link.
It's mad.
I love that guy. I love that guy.
And we're back.
Yay.
Get comfortable. Get your wine.
Right, we are back. Let's have a look. So I'm going to go to a different page. So you guys, somebody in the We Need to Talk, and I'm going to go in a different page. Is that all right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I can
that's fine.
see. All right. So I can see what's going on. Well, I can see what's going on everywhere here, but it just makes it a little bit easier. Ladies and gents, thank you for returning. We'll give you a couple of minutes to get back in. Let's see.
Comfortable.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look here. There we go.
Yeah, coming back on now.
Yay! We're back. We're back. We're back. It still seems like we're slowing a bit, but we're going to work with it. I don't know what's going on here. We broke the OBS. From where I see where the streams where we were going, it
That's
said
what happens when you bring a gaggle of girls together. We
Yeah,
smash
but-
it up.
we broke the it told me that it's we are overloading.
Stop because
Oh wow!
We're
So,
overloading.
Why?
Yeah, it kind of got a bit crazy. Kind of got a bit crazy, but we are back. As I said, this is the last episode in this series. We've had 10 weeks, so how we're going to work it is 10 episodes each week. Do remember, WNTT20@gmail.com. Send in your topics, your suggestions of what we should be talking about. This one, as we said earlier, it's long overdue. And for those who are just joining us, myself, Cheryl and Carol are joined by Jean Events, who is a promoter. Also, Claude Thornton, who is, she likes to be called a selectress. And we've got Lorraine King, who is known for her vinyl, who's a bit of an vinyl extraordinaire, should we say. So we are celebrating the ladies today, but we're having some frank conversations and some borderline, what's the word I'm looking for? Keeps escaping me today.
Maybe it's a good thing.
See, Di says, can't take you lot nowhere, you just mash up the things.
And that's why they won't book us.
Easy, Tiger. But do you think, all right, I'm going to go because we're going to hand over to Carol shortly. Before we start, do you think as DJs, female DJs, do you think we're lazy? Do you think we promote ourselves enough?
Oh, I can put my hands up and say I'm not lazy. I can be lazy at promoting myself, self-promotion, because I'm not very comfortable with that.
Why not?
Whereas, sorry?
Why not?
What? I don't know.
Like, do you do like mixes and put them out? Do you do like a mix like in your house and you be playing some records and that and record it and say, you know what, I'm going to put it onto Mixcloud?
My first podcast in about 3 years, 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because I do the radio show, but I thought, blimey, it's 3 months now, Lorraine, you need to put something out there, let people know you're still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think I could promote myself more than what I do.
Okay. So, what about yourself, Claude?
I do put my stuff out, but I don't like tagging. And the reason I don't like tagging, it's because I always forget someone. And I can only tag, if I'm on my phone, 50 people. And then if it's on the computer, you can only tag 100 or 99.
Mm-hmm.
And so what about that 105th person that you wanted to put on, you didn't? So it's like, it almost excludes people. It's like you're saying, I'm talking to you guys, and come and join me. I'm actually saying to everybody, whoever wants to listen, come and listen. So if I put a joke up and 100 people respond to this joke, if I put my show up, I'm sure the same 100 people saw it, but they either engage or they don't.
Good
I would
point.
rather have 5 loyal listeners who are really behind me than 100 likes and none of them tune in. Don't mean anything. Because I'll be honest with you, I used to be in everyone's chat room every single day for about 5 years on MixLR. I can't do it anymore. I had no life. So I get tagged into everything, but it doesn't mean, because I press like, doesn't mean I'm tuning in. It doesn't mean anything, because I can't tune into everything I'm tagged into. So I acknowledge it and I'm being polite, but it doesn't mean anything. So I know what it means to me. So I'm saying to other people, I'm not going to tag you. You know what I bring to the table. You know how I play. If you want to listen, everybody's welcome. So I don't tag. And like I said, I will listen in my own time to certain DJs, but I do put things out. Yeah, I do all the time.
But
Not even that. When you tag on Facebook, when you tag too much, after a while they tend to block you from posting.
Carol knows. Carol knows.
Can I also say though, if you don't tag, I hear what you're saying, that you feel uncomfortable or blah 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 and tagging people and that. But if you don't tag, how will you get yourself noticed? I understand and I get that you've got your loyal listeners and blah blah blah. But how will you be able to be noticed?
I put up my husband's birthday was on June the 2nd. So the last way we went out to was Cameo, who does G magazine. She'd had some launch of the magazine, fundraiser, and he was dancing. So I videoed him. He hated every minute of it. I videoed him for about 15 seconds, and I said, "Happy birthday." Do you know they had 1,000 views on that little video? I didn't tag anybody. So they saw that post, right? That means to say that if I put my show out, that they saw that too, but they didn't choose to engage in it.
You're 100.
Do you understand? So I'm not tagging you so that I feel better about myself because I've got 50 people out of the 100 that I've tagged. Doesn't mean they're engaging with the show, does it?
I don't think it makes a...
And you're completely right. Sorry, Lolly, go.
No, I was going to say, I think it's going back to what I was saying about this underlining issue that we all have. Sometimes, we might choose not to see it. I could put a picture up of myself. I'll put up a selfie. I'll get 100 odd likes or something like that, yeah? And then I put a picture up of my show. I might get 4.
This is it.
Yeah? When I'm doing my show live, I might have, 30 people watching me live. The minute I turn it off, yeah, it will go from 200 views to 400. And that's me just stopping it.
Yeah.
Because you wait to go and do it afterwards. What is that? So you can't say, I think the support from people has to be visible. Forget the DJs, forget the promoters and booking us and that. I think it's down to our viewers, our followers, our listeners showing us support. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because the same way that they show the guys that have been around for 30 odd years and this and that, I'm what they would call, I'm a bit tuggy-ish. Yeah. So I don't feel no way. I won't let anybody bully me. If I'm supposed to play and I'm supposed to play at a certain time or something like that, there's not going to be a situation where I'm going to be just standing there like a wallflower and waiting until, come off. Do you know what I mean? I think you've got to have a kind of level in this business of standing your ground and not worrying about what other people are doing so much.
I'm not worried about anything. I mean, anyone who really knows me knows the other side of me. I'm really quite a firm person, right? However, I'm at the stage in my life where I'm good. So therefore, I'm saying, here I am.
Yeah.
If you want to tap in, tap
exactly.
In.
Exactly.
If you don't, that's fine. I'm not going to get emotional about it.
No.
I'm not going to get.
Don't think.
I know. No, I'm saying I used to get emotional about it.
Okay.
And I used to wonder, but why don't they like that post? I tagged them. Why don't they? I'm not looking for that. I say now that I'm going to continue to try and put out some quality music, right? As much as I can. And it's there for the taking. If you want to listen. But what I know, like I said, I get tagged into a lot of shows, and I'm not asking anyone not to tag me, but I'm saying that I can tag 100 people, and it's not the same 100 people that are necessarily engaging in it or actually liking it. It's other people, and it may be that they want a tag too, but I can only tag 50 on my phone, and I'm on my phone more than I'm sitting at a desk. So that means, am I excluding everybody else by having a niche thing?
Do you know what? I don't think it's so much that, Claude.
I think it excludes people.
No, I don't.
That's how I see it. So
Yeah.
that's my view. So I'm saying, you saw the video of my husband. You pressed it because there's 1,000 views. I didn't tag not one person.
I think that's the world of social media, though, isn't it? That
That's
is
right.
the world of social media, and I wouldn't say that. Obviously, you're not going to be emotional, and with regards into tagging people, I still believe in order. I mean, obviously, I understand how you feel, but I still believe in order to get yourself out there, we need to be pushing ourselves out there, and it shouldn't feel as if that if you only are able to and this is anybody, if you're only able to tag a certain amount of people, that it's looked upon as a niche. I tag people in events, and it might be the first 50 people that come up on my phone. Yeah, and it might be people that's been to We Love Rare Groove, like yourself, Claude's been to majority of them, and yourself, Lorraine, and whatever. But I may not tag you at that time because it's the
Sorry, because you know that we know about it. So
so I don't need to be tagging you in that, but I will just automatically maybe go to the first 50 people or 48 people that it is and tag them in it.
Yeah, I mean, what I do have is that I have a broadcast list on my WhatsApp. So I don't know if I'm bothering people in that way, but the people that are in my closest space, if you like, or people that I've got exchange numbers with, those are the people that when I go live, I say I'm going live now. Do you understand? So that it's kind of a little bit more personal, but I don't know if that's irritating to them. What it is, I don't want to put myself in everybody's face. I'm saying they all know, anybody who knows me know I play music, and they either get it, they either know now or they don't. I'm sorry, and I just feel that you know what I'm going to roughly bring, and I'm saying to you, to everybody, I don't know who listens, so don't forget I've done podcasts for 2 years, so I've had no interaction. I love your shows, Lorraine, because you have a Facebook live stream at the same time, and you're liaising with your listeners. With myself, it was a podcast. One's played at midnight. You know, I'm not up at midnight on the radio, so I can't do that. So I have had no interaction with any listeners for 2 whole years, and I felt that I didn't know who my listeners were anymore. And so I'm so happy that in the last two episodes of my Artist Injection that I have actually found new listeners and found out that I've actually still got some loyal ones, because I just had no idea. And I've only had 2 episodes. So I just think slightly differently, that's all.
Yeah, no, and that's absolutely fine. I mean, let's go on to you, Lorraine. Within regards with tagging, I mean, you do your colourful radio show every Saturday, obviously before COVID, and how do you feel about tagging? I mean, I do understand where Claude is coming from, but how do you feel about tagging?
Personally, I don't tag anybody unless they're directly involved with that particular show. Right. So obviously, you know, I have guests, so I'll only tag the guests that are there.
Right.
So maybe that's down to me being a bit lazy and not tagging people. But I'd like to think most people who listen to my show know I'm out there. I actually got a message from a guy this week who lives in Cambodia who said he listens to my show every Saturday. So, you know, it's out there.
Yeah.
It's just not local.
As well.
It's just not local.
Weird algorithms. That's what I was really surprised about, this guy listening in Cambodia. And again, is it down to me not pushing myself out there? I don't know, but I've never tagged anybody who's not directly listened to the show.
Okay.
Yeah. Trevor Gerald said, "Do you female DJs believe opportunities have not come your way because promoters don't believe in you?"
Okay.
That's not my experience, but
okay, right. It's been no secret, I've been in 2 great sounds. One of them I was more prominent than the other. Now, again, it was, without rehashing all of this stuff again, it was just a case of what people are used to. Yeah. When it's me by myself now, I think it's not that they don't support, because I've had a lot of encouragement. A lot of the guys are using me for their events, and they're using me for their big events, and I welcome that. But I put that down to, because of how COVID sort of worked out, I had to say to myself, right, I'm going to have to start doing things a bit different. I'm going to have to push myself. I'm going to have to brand myself. I'm going to have to get a logo done. I'm going to have to be visible so people can see who I am. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to have to put out some mixtapes. I'm going to have to do things that is starting to build a brand and build some traffic. And I think from you do that, you can't be hidden. And as long as you understand what you're doing and you've perfected your craft, you can't whatever. Because the last thing I would want is to be out there and people will say, yeah, you're great, you're great, you're great. And behind my back and say, oh my gosh, she can't do this. She can't do that. She's mashing up the set. She do whatever. She can't cue tune. This, whatever. The technical stuff. There was no way that you're going to be able to, I'm going to give that to somebody to be able to say in that kind of arena. No way. So I think me putting my,
I think going to say what they're going to say.
Yeah, but I think me putting my stuff by putting myself out there is what made them take notice, because I was in big sounds before, and they never said, "Oh, actually, let Lolly play," because I wasn't pushing myself. I wasn't. I was under an umbrella. This year I'm not under an umbrella, so I found I've got
out.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. That's what it is. I think we can't keep
coming to your own as a woman.
Yeah, I think we can't keep blaming promoters for not using us for certain things. If one, we're pigeonholing ourselves, yeah. If we want to be on a certain place, if we want to stay where we are, that's fine, yeah. But if we want to be in a certain type of place, we've got to show our variety. We've got to show that we can use our equipment. We've got to show that we can play different genres of music, and we're comfortable and we're competent. Do you understand what I'm saying? If we're not showing that, who's going to do that? It's like you're not going to go and say, oh, I'm going to get somebody to come and paint my house, and you don't know what they're going to do. They don't even know how to pick up a brush. So why is anybody going to do that when you're messing with their money, when you're trying to get heads under the in the door? That's my opinion. And I think the only reason, like today, I've had 3 people ask me to do events, and all 3 of them I've had to say, no, I'm already busy. Do you know how great that is to be able to say that?
Yes.
And I'm being honest, I'm not charging them. We're in COVID, we're in lockdown. You understand? Yeah. I'm not doing it and saying like I'm doing it. This is sometimes the negativity and the arrogant side of things. I'm not saying it. I don't need play out money like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is a sideline. I'm building myself. I'm in the phase where I'm building myself. So if me going and doing something in a different circle or a revival clash, it's at least if one person can say, I like what she does, I've done my job. Do you understand what I'm saying? If one person I can convince to say, oh, actually, she can do something or whatever, I would actually go to one of her events, my job's done. That's another person that will listen. And
Lolly,
that's just how I see it.
I mean, you said it's a sideline for you, but for some of the male DJs, it's their primary occupation. And don't you think that's where the testosterone comes in? And, the male pack kind of grouping together and pushing out female DJs.
I think yes, that does play a bit part of it. But then at the same time, just like, all right, let's just talk it. And this is, like I said, I'm very much about just talking things, talking straight. They will turn around and say female DJs are shit. Yeah, they'll say they're rubbish. But then there's a lot of real DJs that are just as bad or even worse. But they'll still put them on there because they can sell tickets. Yeah, let's just talk it. Because they're a brand, because they're a name or whatever. But they're not wowing you. They're not playing something that you haven't heard for years. They're doing the same old crap. I think it's time for us ladies to stop worrying about them booking us. That will come. What we need to do, we need to get together and say, listen, we need to support each other. We need to be able to say, all right, if you can't do this or whatever, I will show you something. What you can learn from this one, you can learn from the same kind of how the men have that little clique where they call the cartel. They have this. We don't have that as women because there's this undercurrent. Let's stop the nonsense. Let's just stop the nonsense, because until we show that, the followers ain't going to see nothing different. They're going to continue. I'm not going to go to Cheryl's rave because, this person's got a rave on that day. I'm not going to go Miss Ouch. I can't outwardly say I like what Lolly's doing because I don't want to offend Miss Ouch. Cut the crap. Cut the crap. And I'm just talking real. Some people might not think that's how it goes, but that's how it is. And I, for one...
Within Soul on Sundays, I do not participate in the cartel. It's not about who you are, it's about what you can play. I don't care if nobody knows you, so long as you can play what we expect of you at Soul on Sundays, then come on board. Not a part of the cartel at all.
You know?
So just quickly before we go to Carol's memes.
Yes.
Carol's pictures, sorry. I just want to ask, because a few people have said within the chat room, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, if you do something that's good, then you're going to be recognised or the door will be open. And I'm not too sure on that, because I know a good few lady DJs and the doors are not being open to them as accessible as male DJs. I've known of male DJs in the past who came from nothing as such, and now they're big DJs. And is it because the door was opened by another male?
Oh boy, it's network again, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe it's because of that. I just think it's they've got an alliance. They've got an alliance which we don't have, personally. Because most of the promoters in men as male, they will put on their raves and they will give their male counterparts a booking because they know he's going to have his dance next month and he wants to be on it, and that's how it works. We don't have that. We don't have that. We don't have women in the business enough that know the equipment. We don't have enough women that we can play music from here and we can play music from here, but that's not enough. It's not enough. You know, it's not enough. You have to understand the business fully. You have to understand how it is to string up, but at least to work your equipment. You have to know how to use certain things. If it goes wrong, you're not having to look at them and say, this man wait to help me. And no. Let's not play the victim. Let's do for ourselves. Do you know what I mean? Let's do for ourselves amongst ourselves. That's what's missing. Molly Penny was supposed to be here today.
Sorry, Lolly. Was you going to say something, Jean?
It's exactly what Lolly was saying. I think it's kind of difficult for women. It's a testosterone-filled world, and you're battling the bigger promoters who are all male, who bring their bodies in, and it goes right across from south, west, east, and north London. And you'll see particular DJs on certain bills all of the time, and no woman in there.
No,
it's how much longer can you knock on the door and say, I'm a good DJ, can I come in?
This is what I'm
and
saying.
If the woman DJ is down there, it should be the first one to warm up the sets.
Or in the middle, or in the middle of the actual selection as well. I don't understand why lady DJs are always put at the bottom.
It's a man's world. It is a man's world.
Yeah, I think we had that conversation before, Cheryl. Yeah.
Sorry?
I said we had that conversation before. And this is what I was saying. Most of our female DJs on our sort of circle are sort of more to slow music. So where else are you going to be put to play? It's not going to be when people walk in, unless
you can play music across the board.
Yeah, you can play music across the board. But what I'm saying is, if you're kind of a certain type of music and you're coming to an event from 10 till 5 o'clock, and you're playing a slower type of genre music, that's your forte, you're only good unless it's say, like, for instance, I could be wrong, ladies, please correct me, but Lorraine King, unless you're doing an all rare groove event, I'm sure you've been to other events where it's a mixture of music. Where have they put you? Where's that music suited? Is it when people come in at 10 o'clock, or is it later at the end?
I can play boogie and I can play a bit of reggae.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. See what I mean?
Groove, I played some boogie and people were really
to it. There you go. But people would say, Kingy, rare groove, but you then took it into something else. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is the point I'm trying to make.
I like to show now and then that I'm not a one-trick pony. I can play other genres.
Yeah.
Isn't it a shame that you had to make that statement though? I had to show men. and not show everybody. And this is the world that we live in.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that is part of it, but I think we do have to, sometimes you have to look into yourself and you have to be honest about what you're in. Otherwise you can't learn, you can't move forward. You know, Jean, I'm sure you're not waiting for other promoters to say, come, let's do a joint event. Are you? You're going out and you go and speak to proprietors by yourself. You go and say, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to give my details. I'm going to do the risk assessment. I'm going to do all this kind of stuff. You're not waiting for nobody.
No.
This is what I mean. So being proactive. We can't complain about something that we're not being proactive enough in. And if there's not enough of us, then what are we going to do? We can't cry about it. Yeah,
There's
but
a lot of female DJs.
there is a lot of female DJs, but I think it's going back to the same thing. My thing is, it's not just about playing music. You have to understand the whole side of stuff. That's just me.
I just think, can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just think that there are various angles in music, right? And for me personally, it depends on what your goals are within it.
That's
right?
it.
I have a variety of goals and a variety of angles. So am I waiting for someone to book me for a rave to play for 45 minutes? Is that what I'm in it for? For me to say, oh, you know, I've been validated and I've been booked for this rave and I'm going to pay for 45 minutes. I've arrived. You know, for me, it's like I'm more interested in, you know, being free to play. So, you know, give me a concert. Give me that kind of a environment, and I play for the whole night when the artist is not on. I can express. I have people say, "Have you got a business card? Have you got a business card?" My God, who's that? Who's that? Because I'm free. When I'm playing on a set, I'm reading. I can't leave the room that I'm in because I want to know who's playing what playing, what are they responding to, what's the age of the crowd, what have
you don't want to repeat as well.
Has that been played before? That sort of thing. So I'm kind of not really, you know, necessarily enjoying it as much. I'm a raver and I like to rave, and I like to be able to think that I could swap it. So I have gone, for example, I played at one of the Mansion House parties. I played 3 times. I started it off, I played in the belly of the dance, and I played second to last. So I was able to start with my up-tempo grooves, just when people were coming and getting their drinks and greeting each other. I then went into my up-tempo soul in the middle and a bit of mix, refix and what have you. And then towards the end, I went into my Lover's Rock. Yeah. Because the dance allowed me to do that. And he allowed me, this is Mono Entertainment, he allowed me to put a schedule together for the DJs that were in that room. So we all had a nice play, we all went on twice, and just when one person didn't show up on time, we were flexible around that. Yeah. But like I said, maybe the age that I'm at and the age at which I came into this, I don't see things maybe in the same way. So I kind of look at things a much broader spectrum, and I think there's different things to be done within that, particularly because the stations that I'm in, they all have, for example, iLive has its own record label. So it's actually signing artists and promoting them and sending out key tracks to key DJs and getting them to promote it and what have you. And Taxman is on 2 of both stations, so he does an independent chart show. And so there are various angles to it. So just in a nutshell, to say that oh, we don't get this or we don't get that, it just depends on what your angle is in the industry or what have you, as to what your experiences might be, because maybe the angle you're looking at is not ready for that, or you have to do your own thing or what have you. So once I might be developing skills in one area and it's affecting the skills in another. And that is because, so for example, if I'm going live, I don't have a technician. I'm literally learning it on the cuff on my second show, but the sound on the first one was better than the second. I tried to raise my levels to my artist levels, and I ended up throwing my own out. Do you know what I mean? Because I had it spot on for the first one. So I've learned that I can't help her or him on their side. They have to sort it their side, because actually my side was fine initially. So I'm learning, and I know for next time what to do. But I want to be independent when I'm doing this, because I want to be able to take other places. Do you understand what I mean?
And hopefully you get more booking. hopefully, it will expand within the male arena, not only in the Black community, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't always see, for example, if I see a person, I don't necessarily see a male. I've got lots of male friends, and I don't adjust myself because they're male or female. I treat people as people. I don't always see gender as a thing that sticks out. Maybe because I've always done barbering and hairdressing together. It's just, to me, clients or just music or it's just what have you. I've never done an all-female event. I was invited to do one, I couldn't do it, and it was around the time I left radio. I just felt that I didn't want to be involved with music, so I didn't do it. So I don't know. I've never had that sort of viewpoint as such. I suppose I don't think I've had those experiences, and I don't feel that. I don't feel that way. I felt it once, and I walked away. I came back with a different head on, and I just haven't experienced that. And if I feel, I just leave them alone. I know who's for me. I know who's not for me, and it's fine. I don't need everyone to be for me because I have a very solid set of people around me who've been with me all the way. And we talk on the phone all the time. We know who each other are. And I just think we just need to know who's who and know who you can lean on and lean on them. They'll lean on you in different ways. You lean on them until you get to where you need to be.
I don't know. I think what you're talking about is a different something.
Earlier on about when you put an event on, and a male promoter will put an event on the same day, the same time, charging the same price, and how they're kind of keeping you down from progressing within that promoting field and a DJing field. I don't know why they do that.
That's a question that I wouldn't even be able to begin to answer or to reply to, should I say. You're saying obviously that other promoters are putting on events the same day as you in the same area.
Same day, same price, same everything. And there's no respect shown to, I don't feel, female promoters. I don't think there is.
So could that be not just that respect towards female to promote as that, because obviously there's more than just your event that's going on. It could be disrespect towards a male promoter, somebody else that's having something on. Do you think that the industry has gotten selfish, or now everybody's all for themselves?
I think it has gone selfish, but I think that for me personally, as a promoter in East London, I feel that Soul on Sundays has been targeted, and they put on, I'm trying to understand, and I'd like somebody to explain it to me, why it would be a soul event on the same day, paying the same price, everything, and you're just down the road. Why?
Carol?
For
me, you're targeting, that's a direct target for Soul on Sundays.
Yeah, of course it is.
I tell you what, if there's any promoters listening, maybe they should let us know why they do that.
Yeah, is anyone listening?
Yeah, I wonder.
Well, it's very quiet this week.
There's a
Molly,
feeling in the air.
It's deafening, to be honest.
It's very quiet this week.
Yeah, should we get the,
Let's do the memes.
pictures up?
Yeah, let's get to
Get
the
some
memes.
pictures up. Let's lighten it a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. All right, let's go
Lighten it
to.
a little bit.
Let's go to. Let's take this one off. Let's take there, and we
Thank
can
you,
have
Christopher George. It is good to hear the ladies' point of view. There's
meme
lots
one.
of
Fantastic,
comments,
DJ.
and I think we'll have to go back over them maybe afterwards, just 5 or 10 minutes before the show closes,
Yeah.
because we've got loads of comments. But let's go.
Yep. Let's see if it's even coming up here. What's going on today? We've actually broken OBS. It looks like we just properly just frozen
Yeah.
for some reason.
So the OBS is broken because there's so many people logged on, but yet it's quieter than normal.
Yeah.
Lorraine, I can't with you. I cannot.
Okay.
I can't.
The whole system.
Yeah. It's very
Yeah.
odd what's happened
I
today.
must say that, I do have some really good support from the DJs at Soul on Sundays and
Yeah.
people outside of that, and I'm just grateful for the people that I have in my life at this moment in time. Very, very supportive.
And see the good in you and
But-
support you. Yeah.
Yeah.
There isn't
Right,
That's
good
what it
in
seems
that.
like. All the promoters and the DJs, female DJs and promoters, they all got good background people behind them.
Yeah.
That's helping them.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
Well, for some reason, our
But
memes
it's the
ain't
other
coming
ones-
up.
It's the other ones that are watching and lurking and just bad minding, basically.
Well, can I just say that someone's bad minding our memes? Oh, look, it came, but it took long.
Oh, God.
It came, but it just
You
took so
leave them
long.
in their dark room. You've just got to leave them there in the dark room with the
Oh
binoculars.
no.
Okay, Lorraine, this is your one, Lorraine.
Oh, gold.
In, two, in
I bet there's alcohol
2015,
involved.
she does the Ray Groove Clash
Yeah.
and put the needle on the record. And she does colourful radio as well as We Love Ray Groove, which
Okay.
is quite good.
I think you've got a good catalogue, a start of a good catalogue there.
So what was your favourite thing to do there, Lorraine?
It's like asking me who my favourite child is.
Or your favourite Ray Groove track?
Look.
Both, all of it.
No, go on. Talk truthfully. What was your favourite?
No, I think that's unfair. I know what my favourite is. You know what my favourite was.
Oh, I think she laid the cat out the back.
Right. We'll leave it there then, shall we? Let's mean.
Number 2.
We've actually got number 2 on there, but everything's just slow up, slow up, slow up,
Okay.
slow up.
Number 2
Hating.
is Claude's, yeah?
Number 2, no, we're not. Next one we've got was
Towards his
Money
mouth,
Penny.
Close it.
It was actually Money Penny here, the next one.
Oh,
I think
Miss
maybe
Money
what we'll have to
Penny.
do,
Okay.
what we'll have to do is we'll have to put them up on the page because the time it's taken for them to come on, we'll be here all night.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
Money Penny,
yeah. It might.
from
It'll probably
Youth
come up.
Radio,
Go on, sorry.
Yeah. With the Penny Drop Show.
Oh no,
Come in.
Cheryl, Carol.
Mm.
She's not on the. She's not that show. We've got the other.
No, but she did it before.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what I'm
okay.
saying.
Oh,
She's
sorry. I
done
thought
it.
you said she was
She's
on.
done it stuff in the past.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Right, Miss Money Pennies has come up now. Her
Yeah,
pictures
she's
have
done
come
stuff
up.
in the past as well.
Shall
yeah.
I go through it? Shall I
And-
continue? Because there's 8 of them or 9 of them. Sorry, I'm shut up.
And she's in High Life Family. She's one of the main ones. She's the female version to the male to Opie. And
There we
she's
go.
doing she's done the Ladies Do Their Thing, as well as Carry On Comedy. Also playing at the Park Kitchen. Well, used to.
Yeah.
And the Royal
I remember
Lounge.
that place. Yeah. All right, so we'll let you just talk through everybody else, and we'll just keep our screen because I don't know what's going on here.
And with Claude's, we've done the Royal Soul Radio and I Live Radio. She's doing for Canada, and she's played tunes at the Jazz Cafe. Pardon?
I Love UK in the last year and a half.
Oh yes, I Live UK,
Yeah.
as well as playing tunes at the Jazz Cafe, the Billet Mentions, and So For Real,
Yeah, Soul Gigs
and Hideaway.
Soul Gigs and Bigs, 3 concerts there. I've
Yeah.
played for Quincy Comedian. I've done 3 of his events there. I've played for, I've supported Christy Black at some of her events, and she manages a flow assist. I've worked with DJ Lane on some events that are for women and, women that have been abused. We've done a few marches and we do the after party. I've done a podcast recently for Shoe Doctor on his website, Get Your Tickets, and also Anthony Outcast, Dell and Taxman. I did a podcast for their website, Independent Hype, as well. Recently co-hosted an event with Taxman. In fact, it was at the weekend where there was about 30 of us in a room showcasing an artist from the US, and basically we interviewed her, and there was a number of DJs. In fact, 2 DJs from most London stations were there, as well as Elliot Love, the artist, and also Bear, and interviewed in Toronto for Our Live Soul Fest for courtesy of Jason Henry. Just a few. Helped to promote one of the concerts with Dean Undercover Jackson when
Yeah, okay.
And there's quite a lot of things that have gone on. Vida Chemist, definitely. He gave me my first break, Soul for Real. Quite a few. I'm sure Courtney Wilston. I'm booked for his next event, and also have interviewed a number of his artists. And yeah, there's been quite a few events.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
And for Jean, number 4.
Yeah, just go ahead, Carol. Just keep rolling. Just keep rolling.
Yeah. She's been 20 years in the field.
Yes.
And she's done clubs, restaurants, and wedding planning, as well as organising to Soul on Sundays and R&R and Bojangles. Go ahead, Jean, continue.
Okay, so R&R, well, I started Bojangles, started R&R, and I'm thankful to Waddy and Marsha, they're the owners, for providing us with a space to put on really good music. I think at Soul on Sundays, we're more like a family, and he's allowed us to be organised, and you get a birthday cake, you get the welcome, you get spotlighted at the centre, but we make a really good fuss of you. And we are like a family down there. The DJs are just phenomenal. I also provide waitresses for private parties, whether it's in the home or wherever you need a waitress. That's what I do as well. I do so many things, but that's just some of what I do.
Brilliant. And Cheryl?
Hey.
Yeah, she's done very well actually with We Love Ray Groove.
Yes.
And Bougie Bougie.
Yes.
Go on, Cheryl.
I've got my hands in a few other pots as well. The Way We Were, which has been really successful. We Love Red Groove, alongside Martin BCP, Tony Prince, and Fox, rest his soul once again. It will never be the same again without Fox. But yeah, I want to thank those guys for opening up their door to let me in. The conversation actually first took place between myself and Martin in my very same living room here after the Cup Clash. I believe that year Tony T had won the Clash, and Rare Groove at that time wasn't so out there. It wasn't so out there. It'd be very hard for you to go out and to listen to a good piece of Rare Groove. There wasn't an actual night for Rare Groove. So like I said, we were sitting down in this living room, and we said, why don't we put on a Rare Groove night? And here we are, how many years later? I branched out. Sorry, Lorraine?
5 years, darling.
Yeah. And now I also, 2018, I branched out with my business partner, Susan, and we established Outstanding Entertainment and Bougie Bougie. So yeah, we're actually standing on our own, 2 ladies. We sell our tickets, we push, we knock the doors, and we're not waiting on anybody to help us out. But yeah, that's me, my little story.
Well done.
Thank you. You too.
And Lolly, you're one now.
Boy.
Ooh. You started out very young, didn't you?
I did. First
young.
radio show when I was 12 on Fresh FM.
Yeah.
It was a vinyl show actually.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was crazy. Progressed over the years, carried on with the radio type of stuff. Fast forward to a few years. Fast forward a few years and got involved in a few different radio stations, actually, along the way. I won't mention some of them. They were a bit different. One of them, American Express, was on there with me. We used to have great fun, and also Leafin was on there. They know what station I'm talking about. It was actually a station to further somebody's career, but we kind of took it a different way. So it was all in the rare groovy type stuff and R&B. That was a good thing. Then, as I said, fast forward some other bits and pieces. There was a Rare Groove Clash I did on Unique when I was first on Unique. I've been on Unique twice. and that came. I was quite happy with that. I came second to Ratty in the vinyl clash.
That was a
Brilliant.
clash. I've seen it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was wicked.
Yeah, I came
Brilliant.
second to Ratty in that, and the first round I couldn't believe because I was against Maestro, Big Daddy Maestro, who played vinyl, and he's got music older than me. So to come away that night, just that night alone, and it was like, yeah, slowly I was like, wow, you know. So that was good. That was a good thing. I was obviously in Jammers for a while, got to play alongside Stevie Wonder. It used to be Wide Apache, is now Brother Charles, and Bugsy General. So that was good. And I think with me, I'm the kind of person, my head and my thoughts are already over there. Once I've done something, I'm kind of like, okay, what's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? And I think I've been doing that continuously. I took a little break from the music kind of thing. Tried with a radio station to try and do something. Didn't quite work out. So I then went on was with New Attraction for a while. And then it just gets to the point now I'm 40. To be honest, I can't even tell you the amount of things that I've done. And I've been very grateful that people have given me the you know, almost what I said earlier about I think I've had the nod from certain people, and I think it's not about me waiting for them. I know what I need to do. What I've been doing lately in terms of the live streaming, this show itself, it's all about pushing myself into different arenas, you know, and it's about where I want to go. When it comes to the music kind of stuff, if I'm getting my head around the music kind of stuff, I have to be kind of person I am. I have to be knowledgeable in as much as I can. I can't just stick to one thing. So there will be various different things that you would have seen me do. But I have to try and be the best that I can be for myself in that arena. Still getting to grips with this producing stuff for this show and this kind of stuff, which is a different side of things, which obviously helps build a profile. And I think people don't necessarily buy into just your music, they buy into the individuals. That's why you will have flocks of women following groups of DJs, and you hear all the stories, oh, why don't I want to date a DJ? Imagine what it feels like to be a female DJ then. Yeah, when it comes to dating. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think this is the time where I think it's important to just, whoever you are, whatever it is that you want to do, just be the best in whatever you want to do. Be the best at your craft. If it's like Claude says, you want to do concerts, home in on that. Don't do anything else that's going to take anything away from you. That's going to take away.
That at all. At all.
Sorry?
It's like saying you can only wear green then. You know, I think everybody just needs to make their own decisions about what they want to do. And I think that...
But that's what I've just said, though. As I said, everybody... No.
The thing is, you see, if anybody asks me to do anything, I can adapt to different things. What I am saying is that I have my preferences, but I have and I can do other things. So to say don't do that, that might be some of your own desires and how you want to channel yourself. But for myself,
I think before you cut me off though, Claude, before you cut me off, what I was trying to say, don't do things that will possibly tarnish what you're trying to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you're going in one direction, focus on that direction. Be what you're do. Focus on that. Focus on, if you're saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put equal efforts into these things, and this is what I'm going to push. That's my experience, because I think if you're putting yourself into one thing here and you're not doing so good at that on that front, it kind of can, as a woman DJ and with the experience or selectress, whatever you want to say, I think we have less margin for error. We can't afford to make mistakes. We have less margin for error.
I don't agree with that, only because I think that my journey has never been one-dimensional. So I'm not about to start that now. And I think that there's different promoters for different things. And if a promoter respects what I do for what they want, then they're going to approach me and they're going to say, Claude, I want you to play at my concert. Claude, I want you to play at my Mansion House. Claude, I want you to work with me on my comedy event. Claude, I want you to do this. I want you to do that. And it's for me to, because even Eternity asked me to play at in intervals for one of the Rare Groove events, only that they haven't got enough contestants to run it, so it hasn't happened. You know, Mysteries asked me to play me, that hasn't happened. Delroy Pease asked me to go on and do a show with him at Lightning, that hasn't happened because of the lockdown. So, you know, for me, it doesn't, that's not my experience of it. And that's it's never been like that. And I loved what I would call a challenge. I love doing things that are different. I love anything that's different. I don't do the same thing. I keep things moving all the time, and I will not pigeonhole myself. And I think if you look at what, I mean, there's some things I haven't even mentioned, but I never have and I never will pigeonhole myself and restrict myself to say that I belong over there on the left, you know, turn right and turn right again, and I sit there, because it's just not my it's just not my journey. My own personal journey doesn't look like that. I'm afraid. No.
Good for you, Claude. Lorraine?
I think I need to push myself a bit more. I don't know. I think. Go on. Sorry.
No, I mean, if you're happy as you are, if you're happy as you are in that, then, like you said, you can be lazy. Is it laziness, or is it just that you're happy as you are playing?
I'm happy as I am.
So,
I'm happy as I am.
yeah.
Lorraine, whatever you're doing, tag me in, send it to me, and I'll share
Yes,
it all over the world for you.
Jane. Yes, Jane.
That's the start of the solidarity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Start of solidarity.
most definitely.
But yeah, I mean, post COVID, I don't know what's going to happen with the entertainment industry, because it's a bit on its arse at the moment. But it would be good if we can do great things together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Carol, from a raver's perspective, would it be nice to see, would it be a good look to see more lady DJs out there on big bills? Because, you know, there's some comments in the chat room saying that more ladies need to be on bigger bills, or they don't get a chance to be on bigger bills. Somebody else also said, you know, that ladies need to come together like a cartel. Yeah.
Can happen as well.
Those poor guys.
And what,
That
sorry?
can happen.
And that can happen. So, as the raver's perspective,
It would be nice to see more lady DJs on the bill. But
I just don't think they're ready.
The promoters need to put them on.
Yeah, I would just beg to differ in that, and I think we will just start a whole can of worms, because, like I said, there's not enough of us,
Lolly,
and
I
there's
think-
not
I think
enough.
You better put up my picture now, yeah?
Huh? Oh, what?
I think you better put up my
but it's
picture.
okay. It is. I mean, sorry. Before you put up that picture,
What
I
picture?
understand with the can of worms, and we don't want to be controversial, and it isn't about digging out anybody's side and that, but it is okay. I would personally like to see more lady DJs, and I get if you would differ on that, but I would like to see, rather than just one lady DJ or no lady DJs, I would like to see
But this is
more
this,
lady
But
DJs.
I
it
agree.
is controversial, Carol.
I agree.
Because this is 2020, and how many DJs, female DJs, do you see on promoters' bills? For me, I had reason, but I intend on using female DJs anyway. I've used Lady Reed as my first female DJ. But I think it's unacceptable that in 2021, the bigger male promoters don't have enough female DJs on their bills. I think it's absolutely deplorable.
You know, I know this is the end of the series, but it'd be interesting if you could get the promoters on in your next series. 'Cause I know they're watching right now, but they're not saying anything. I think it'd be good to have them on your show to find out why they're not booking lady DJs. What's wrong with us?
I'm going to keep saying it, and people are going to fight me down for it, and people are going to say that I'm a bit of a bully, or I'm this and that. And I think us as female DJs, putting ourselves out there, we have to be 110% to our ability, and we don't have that. Our numbers are already small, and then the ones that you get are out there say, I'm not a DJ, I'm not this, I'm not that. So how many is there of us in our little circle? The younger ones, there's loads of them. There are loads of them all over radio and this and that. You hear women on the radio in the morning.
The young ones are opening up doors
for each other. But with ours, in our age group, in our circles, in our whatever, I keep going back to this same thing, this undercurrent crap. It's there. And this is the problem. This is the barrier. Yeah, this is the barrier. Nobody wants to really listen to anybody. No one wants to be upset or, you know what I mean, or upset anybody else and talk real. You know, no one really wants to talk real. It's enough for the sugarcoating thing. I don't think there's enough of us that's put enough effort into what our craft is to make us a movement. I don't think so. I don't believe it. And I'm not saying that I've never been one to say that I'm the best or I'm doing this. I'm just doing what I do. Yeah. But if I need to turn around and say I'm going to put on a female DJ lineup, even though it's something I don't want to do as a female, it's bad for me to say I don't want to do a female thing. For me to come out as a woman and say I don't want to contribute to an all-female thing or feel like my arms twisted, there's only certain people that I would call to do that. There's only certain people that I would call, and some of them are not even in London. Because I'm not trying to have an event where things can go wrong. I'm not trying to have an event where it's just like this. I need to keep a vibe. I need to keep a vibe just like what people are used to. Trying to make something different, you're pigeonholing yourself. You need to, in order for us as females to go forward and have our own raves, we need to kind of keep it. Let's turn it on its head. Yeah, let's a few of us turn around and say, all right, let's book some of these male DJs and play beside them. Put them at the end. Put them in the middle. Put them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do the same things to them. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, but at least when we're standing beside them, let's be able to play. Let's be able to do what we need to do. Let's be able to put ourselves on the spot. This is what I'm saying. It's not about bashing other female DJs. It's not about saying that anybody is this. But my thing is, you cannot be in something and moan about something if you're not up to the job yet. That's my opinion, and I don't think there's enough of us in female DJs that have got to that.
I don't know who's moaning and I don't know who's not up to the job.
Well, you see, that's where you want to get controversial now. So
no, but that's not.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying here is that I think that everybody's looking at life through their own lenses, okay? And everybody's wants to be classified or this or that, and I just really don't think it's that deep. And I think that you can have somebody who can mix, but they can't select, and so they're mixing rubbish.
I'm not talking about just that.
What I'm saying here is that when a promoter books you, right, and they have approached you, they have already done their research on you, and they want you to play. So once someone's approached you to play and you are free and you want to do it, you go and you know what they want, you ask them what they want, you go away, you do your homework and you do what you have to do. All right? Okay. You then move on to your radio show, you then go on to your interview, you then go on to do whatever you're doing. It is not necessary for you to say, well, I interview, so therefore I don't DJ and whatever. And I've already explained that if, there's so much sensitivity and people up in their feelings about, what is this and what is that and what is what's the word I'm looking for? What's a DJ? What's a selector? Doesn't matter. What is Red Groove? What year does it stop? What year does it start? The listener don't care. Does the rave come together? Do the DJs complement each other? Did they have a good time? Nobody cares if a song was made in 1989 or in 1990, in February. Nobody cares. If you go out, you want to have a good time, because the thing is, if I'm playing out as a raver. I'm playing out as if I was raving. Does that go with that? Does that work? And so the DJs, which of the promoters, of which there have been many, have booked me because they know I'm going to try something different in terms of the collection I'm going to give you. I'm not going to play safe. I know what the the most popular tracks. I've got them. I hardly touch them. I've never played Candy in my life, right? But what I'm saying to you, I can, and if I have to, I would. But what I'm saying to you is, it's not for anybody to dictate or for anybody to make anybody else's mind up for them, or to put them in a category and say what they should or shouldn't do, or what have you. No one has the right to tell anybody where they belong. Everybody has their own mind, and every promoter has their own view of what they want their dance to be like. And so if somebody approaches me, they know exactly who I am. They know exactly how long I've been doing it, because I can assure you 99% of the promoters that have booked me know me personally way before they've done that. Michael Simon, I've known since I was 16. Quincy, I've known for the last 20 years. Do you know what I mean? They get my shows and they say, Claude, you're ready, come. They know, they've done their research, they listen to my shows, they can hear my vibe, and that they want me to play for them, right? They don't care about the politics. I think sometimes DJs play for DJs, and there's this unnecessary competition, unnecessary noise, because to me it's just noise. If somebody has rang my phone...
Sorry, your mic is getting a bit loud, Claude. Claude, can you come down a bit? Claude.
Claude, I was thinking that you've done very well, and you've got through, and you've got the male promoters booking you, but there are other females that haven't.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm in a completely different part of the sentence. What I'm saying here is, what I'm reading here is that everybody should be a perfectionist in what they do, and until you perfect it, stay in your lane, don't do anything else. That's what I'm reading.
No,
I don't believe Lolly would be...
No, I'm not even calling names. I'm saying that...
Because we're having a conversation here. Because we are having this conversation, I don't believe that she is actually saying that you should be in this position and do not move. I think what it is she is saying, and I'd like to believe this is what you're saying, Claude, you have to perfect your art. You have to perfect your craft, your art. You have to perfect. You mentioned that, you may be mixing, but you may not be a good selector. I think the two has to go hand in hand.
Me too, but you don't need... No. There are some DJs, in fact, a good proportion of DJs that are up there who've never mixed in their life.
Yeah, but if you're not a good selector, Claude, if you're not a good selector, though, Claude, I'd like to think if you're not a good selector,
you shouldn't be DJing.
I wouldn't even say DJing. I'm just going to say, if you're not good at selecting, you cannot put two tunes together. To make them sound good while mixing together.
You're saying the same thing as me. So I would consider myself to be quite a decent selector, right? So therefore, if I have a mic man to bridge my set, then I would sound much better than if I haven't. I have no mic man. It's me, myself, and I. And everything I've done, it's me, myself, and I, without anybody bridging my gap, right? So I echo in, I echo out, whatever, right? But what I'm saying to you is the promoters that book me...
Sorry, Claude, your mic is going loud.
However, if you have
Claude,
technically sound at everything, and that's that path, it might be that there's different dimensions to music. So therefore, you can actually say to yourself, all right, I'm actually working on this, and that at the same time, all right? And you can continue to grow in those directions, because it doesn't mean if you do one, you can't do the other. Do you understand what I mean? That's what I'm saying. And I just think that everybody has the right to just follow their own path. We don't have to follow their...
Of course,
that's not what I was saying.
I totally agree with you. Sorry, Lolly. I know that we're going after this. We'll go over to some of the comments and blah blah blah. But what I think, that Lolly, as I said, this conversation here, I think it's where Lolly was saying that you should, if you're going to stick to something. I don't believe she meant as in sticking to that actual thing. No. I think it's crafting that first before you got your hands in different little parts.
Not at all.
Well, I'm just saying.
My point was, as female. My point was, females in the business, we don't have room for error. So whatever we're doing, we don't have room for error.
Yeah, I just don't think that we need to be negative so much around it. It isn't. it isn't. Who is the judge of what? Do you know what I mean? Let people do what they want to do, and everybody needs to make their own decisions on what bookings they take or don't take.
No
and
one's
then they
saying
go
about
in
bookings.
there and they have to perform on that night. You're not going to get booked again if it doesn't work out. You're not going to. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying to you is that when you are working on a variety of things, all right, you can jump off, focusing on one, and then go back and do what you're doing. You do not need to be in.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. You used the word focus.
Yeah,
You
that's
used the word
exactly what I meant.
So
That's
you
exactly what I
focus on
said.
One thing. So this
No,
is what I believe. You just
don't.
said that, Claude. You said you focus on one thing, then you'll move on to the other, and that's what I
No,
thought.
you
the
can
whole
jump.
thing.
Like, for example, if I'm doing this show here now, I've been asked to do 2 Zoom parties, right? So I stopped. I'm focusing on the Zoom parties. I've done one private one. I've got another one coming up, all right? And I stop. I'm focusing on the Zoom party. I get that. I deliver that. I come back and do what I'm doing. Do you understand what I mean? It doesn't mean that you can only do one thing. In fact, I think if you do one thing, I think that's quite you're limiting yourself.
No, but I
Really,
don't
really
believe.
are.
We'll have to come back to this one day, ladies. We'll have to, because I don't believe
Part two.
it's limiting yourself. Definitely, I don't believe.
And I never said that, and that's what I said. I said
get
about
what you're saying, Lolly, and I get what you're also saying, Claus. I think it's finding the balance in between the two, because I don't believe that you have to limit yourself,
No.
and I do believe also that you should focus on one thing, then move. Once you've got that perfected, then you move on to another. You perfect your craft. That's just my opinion. And that's like you're going to focus on doing knitting, and then after you've learned to knit, you're going to go ahead and go on to do crocheting.
And Claude, that's in what she does. So
What I do works for me. Thank you, Jean. What I do works for me, and it works. The people who've asked me to work with it works for them, and I just don't think that it's actually or anybody else. Lorraine, and yourself, Lolly. Whoever taps into you, Lolly. Whoever taps into you, Lorraine, or Cheryl, or whoever, Carol. For you, Carol just takes pictures. People are tapping into her. It's got nothing to do with anybody else. Carol does her thing. Do you know what I mean? Just live and let live. And I just think that there isn't a common. There's hardly even a common denominator in the group of people who are here today, because we're all in different lanes. Does that make sense?
people work
The
differently.
common denominator here is the fact that we're females. But Lorraine, she does her show, and religiously she has people who doesn't tag, who listen to her religiously and will follow her where she goes, right? And that's her thing, right? Now, I would never be asked to play where Lorraine's has been asked to play, apart from Father Chalky, who has spoken about me, but it's never transpired. But what I'm saying to you is, I'm not expecting to be in the rare groove arena. I'm not expecting to be, because I don't demonstrate that that's my strength. Do you understand what I mean? I don't want to be everything to everybody. However, if somebody's reached out to me, that means they believe in me. I haven't asked anybody to do anything ever. Everything I've done, someone's asked me. And so that, for me, as a listener who's turned a DJ by accident, right, I'm honoured by that, and I will then go away and do my homework and do what I've got to do. I've never pretended to be anything I haven't, that I'm not, ever. But people tap into me for whatever reasons that there is. And I find it quite endearing that I can actually make a mistake and I can smile about it, right? And my listeners smile with me, because most of my listeners they know exactly that I started about 5.5 years ago. I didn't start,
Right.
you know.
I think because I would need to I want to try and I bring the levels down a bit now, because I don't
Yeah,
want
it's
it to
getting
come across like I don't want it to start getting like emotional or
how you work.
anything like
So
that.
I accomplish one thing at a time, master it before I move on to the next thing. So I kind of understand what you're talking about. I do.
Yeah. So I think ladies, any up and coming events, any Zoom parties that you're going to be doing? Because I think we need to wrap this up now. We've been here for
Right, so,
Go on.
We're not too. I'm not too sure as to Zoom parties.
What's next?
We may do. We may actually organise a Zoom party for We Need to Talk.
Yeah.
Look out for that, ladies and gents. With in regards to We Love Redgrave, we do still have a boat booked for August bank holiday, but who knows what's going to happen with that. With Bougie, no, not Bougie, Outstanding Entertainment's Masquerade Ball, we have moved the date till October the 23rd, but again, who knows? So if it's down to Zoom parties or whatever, that's where it will be. Jean?
There's some really interesting comments.
Yeah, I'm looking at them. I think I'm going to have to go back to them afterwards.
Interesting comments. Can
Still
we...
a lot of casual sexism thrown in.
Yeah, about the get back in the kitchen, Dominic. That's what when you heard me chuckle earlier, that's where I saw it.
Else has said.
I thought I'm not going to take to the bait.
Yeah.
I'm going to say though,
we'll
Desi
talk about
Evans,
that on camera.
can we just read out just a few comments?
Yeah, go on.
There has been a lot and we haven't read out enough. Desi Evans, good evening. He says people are begging for something different. Strike while the iron is hot. Stop blocking yourself with negativity. Believe in yourself and your sisters. Thank you. Mandy Legister says, good evening, Mandy. She says, I hear what you're saying, Lolly, but that is exactly what the male promoters and DJs are saying. Let me go with my circle. Alexandra Joseph, Lolly, you are just saying what the man was saying in Abu Dhabi when the DJs were saying why they don't book female DJs, including you. I don't know what that's about. Lolly killed it at the Weekender. Do you remember? That's
Oh, yes.
Tia. Lolly killed it at the Weekender. Lorraine at We Love Red Groove. Right, ladies, need to learn their craft. Yes, about put on your own dance and play alongside the top men. Yes, to playing alongside to the top men at a dance that we may arrange. Yeah, anything else?
Jan Barrett, just an observation. The men appear to have a team around them to help them with selecting, mixing, and MCing. The women just come solo.
Hello?
I've got an MC. Can I say
Peace with it, innit? What?
MA, my MC MA. Yes, that's the first thing they said about me when I decided to go solo. She's just cutting off her nose to spite her face. She don't even have an MC. Blah blah blah. Yeah, didn't know what I was doing. So, but yeah.
I did see Courtney Margiston. Good evening. He did say, I think that he hires female DJs, so that's a good thing. Christopher George said, "Good conversation tonight, ladies. Good end to the season and chapter of the show. You have done well." Thank you, Christopher. Good evening.
And Desi Evans, people are begging for something different. Strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah,
I think we had that one. Yeah.
With negativity, believe in yourselves and your sisters.
read that one out. Yeah.
Okay.
Tricky says, as a DJ, you will get plaudits and you will get criticised. If you can view these imposters as the same thing, where's it gone? It's all gone. It's just going so quick now. I've missed it now. Oh, well.
Trevor Jarrell said, you must have goals to achieve in the game. Good evening, Trevor.
You have to what?
You must have goals
Oh.
to achieve in the game.
What sort of goals? Because, I mean, I thought our goal was just to play good music and entertain people.
So, Trevor, what sort of goals?
Play good music. You can be the best DJ in the world if you're not selecting, using creativity. You might as well just go home. Sorry, that's the way I feel about it. So for me, I know what my strengths are. I also know what my weaknesses are, and I own it. Do you understand?
We're going to come back though, Claude, because we're going to have to definitely do a part 2 of this where we can really get into the nitty-gritty. I want you to breathe.
I'm so passionate. Sorry, I'm so passionate.
I can feel that, and I can feel that. But let's get to some of the comments within the chat room, because there's definitely, we will have to come back to this and get right into the crux of it. Yes, Pooks, it is very spicy. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end.
Can I just announce my next event, Cheryl?
Oh, yes.
Sorry, it's Steve Mack's birthday, and Mosty's on the weekend, and they're having a Zoom party. And then we're going to try to have a Zoom on the 26th. It's a summer 80s and rare grooves. That's on Sunday the 26th, Zoom and Facebook Live again. Thank you.
Okay. That's
So,
good.
Lorraine, did Lorraine say anything? When you're back on the radio?
Think on the cards?
No. I'm just hoping to get back on the air very
Airwaves.
shortly once lockdown is over.
Yeah.
Get some guests. Lolly, been talking about you coming into the studio for ages.
Yes.
So I want to get some more guests into the studio.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Definitely do that.
Need to get that.
Can we go through our contributors?
I'd like to say we celebrate all women trying to do their thing or
This-
doing their thing.
That's right. Hold on.
Celebrate you all.
Sound the butt cover!
We celebrate you all. Just while Carol finds the contributors.
Yeah.
This is
So the
the
10th
last thing is,
contributor.
sorry, go for it.
The 10th contributor is Princess Rollock. The 9th one is Baron Walker.
Mhm.
The 8th one is Ty Reid.
Right.
The 7th is Mandy Apple Adu. The 6th one is Carol Smith. The 5th one is Jackie Antoine. The 4th one is Antiguan Allison. The 3rd one is Nika Fari.
Uri. Mhm.
And the 2nd one is Gary Dwyer. And top and no least is Troublemaker
Again. Hold on. Sound the butt cover!
So Anika's jumped to 3.
Yeah.
Actually,
Wow, you've been busy. You've been busy again. We thank you all for your support.
yes,
within
most
the
definitely.
group. We thank you. The group wouldn't be the same without you. Remember, we're not counsellors or doctors. Sorry, we're not counsellors, we're not doctors. We're just there in the group with you guys.
Just to approve.
Sorry, Lyle, go for it.
I said just to approve, yeah? Approve and decline.
Say that again.
I said just to approve and decline.
Yeah, we're just there to approve and to decline.
And can we say thank you as well
we're
to the
not
other
there
moderators?
to put on boxing gloves and to be battling with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we say thank you to our moderators for the group
Yes,
as well?
Scotty.
Scotty, Andrew, and Natalie doing a fantastic job. Also to our guest tonight. Wow, it's been a lot today. It's been a lot. I'm gonna have to get myself a top up after that one.
I think I'm going to need the And Claude, I think you need something a little bit more stronger than a cup of tea.
Do you see why I am like how I am on Facebook? Because I'm quite fiery. And I consciously hold it down. Yeah? But this is what I'm saying. This is why I smile all the time, because I'm one
you
or
should
the other.
smile.
There's no filter. So I'm saying, you know, if I'm asked to open up, I will, and it will come out passionate. I've got no filter. I can't even help it. So I'm really. So I'm sorry if it came across a little bit sharp or whatever at times, but you know, it's just sorry. That's all I can only apologise.
Claude, you can. We already
I
asked
did
you
try
to be
say it,
yourself.
and I have no filter, which is why I just smile all the time. Because I don't know how else to be. I'm either one or the other, and it's just the way it is. So I just go around smiling at everybody, like that, because I don't say what I really think, because you just really want to hear it. You know?
So Claude, what are you doing for lockdown?
Okay, I've got a Zoom party coming up with the First Friday Club. Rohan Lawrence has asked me to keep a certain date free, and he's planning to do things after the lockdown, which I won't go into it because it's not common knowledge just as yet. I've got plans for after the lockdown, which just
Okay.
dates have been shifted, that's all. But at the moment, as you can see, just a bit of plugging. I'm doing my own thing called the Artist Injection, which is basically every fortnight on the Friday. Next one's next Friday, where I'm bringing in one artist and one listener to try and give back, you know, and support the artists, give them a platform and showcase their talents. They sing a couple of songs, and then I get a listener to share their own musical vibe, just to get a feel of what our listeners like, you know, because sometimes we think we know what they want, and I just want to hear from